Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. So today we are playing Azazel's Mech Paladin on the Wild Mode ladder. This is pretty much a blast from the past. There is nothing especially new about this deck. I think the newest card in the deck is from the Ashes of Outland expansion, and that is the Replicatotron, which is a really cool card, by the way. If you've not tried it, give it a try. Basically, Replicatotron, I'm butchering the name, is a 4-cost 3/3. At the end of your turn, transform a neighbour into a copy of this. So, board positioning does become very important with the card. Does require a little bit of thought. So, how does Mech Paladin perform on the Wild Mode ladder at the moment, in a ladder that is infested with Reno Priests, in a ladder that will have a few aggro decks skirting around the edges, the occasional quest mage? Well, it's all about early pressure with this deck. It can be slow at the start as you set things up. Christology on turn 1 means you draw cards rather than putting bodies on the board. Galvanizer on 2, it's a weak 1/2 body, even though you're discounting your hand. Grime Street Outfitter for 2 is a 1/1 body on the board, buffing your hand. But those initial plays can mean that against other aggro decks, they overwhelm you on the board because you're not really doing very much at all. The power and strength of the deck then comes in the subsequent turns, so turns 2, 3, 4, 5, when you start throwing down cheap buffed mechs onto the board, building a board presence, taking advantage of the magnetic effect as well, and overwhelming your opponent. So, let's start out against a hunter.
Let the hunt begin. I will fight with honor.
Okay, so we have Galvanizer for 2. That's absolutely key. The question is, do we keep the 4-drop? And do we keep either of the 3-drops? Keeping in mind, after Galvanizer, they will all be discounted by 1, and so I am going to keep them. Maybe I should have discarded the 4-drop, looking for a 1-drop.
None will survive.
But I want to see how this goes. Ooh, this is a very aggressive hunter. With a ha-ha. Pirate hunter, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Keeping the Annoyer module there, full cost minion, seems expensive. Maybe not something you want to keep in the opening hand, but it is a taunt. And after the Galvanizer, it becomes a 3-cost taunt. I think that's reasonably good. But going back to what I said at the start of the video, this is where we're in danger of being overwhelmed, overrun. Because our initial plays were very, very slow. Focusing on buffing the hand and discounting the hand. Meanwhile, look, he's building this very wide board with a hero power that is devastating. 3 damage. But he's ignoring the minion. It's interesting.
Let's go.
So, are you going to deal with this flying machine, or are you going to ignore the flying machine? If he's been committing to the face line up till this point, and it's only turn 4, so it feels like early days, but in the context of an aggro deck, this is the late game. This is, by turn 5 or turn 6, they either need to have killed you, or be close to killing you. Do as much damage to the face as possible, and then finish me off with that 3 damage hero power. So yes, he's going to stick with the line. It's correct, I think. Ignore the board, go face, hope for the best. Well, we do have the taunt. We have 2 taunt options actually available to us here. I don't think he runs silence. So I think I'm pretty safe behind the flying machine. Let's give the flying machine a little bit more oomph to it with the magnetic effect there. The skater bot adding a bit more power to the attacks. And he's just dead. Wow. Wow. The power of a Divine Shield Taunt. Okay, against a Shaman here.
For Doomhammer. I will fight with honor.
Not the minion that we wanted there, the 4-drop, but I'm happy with the 1 and the 2. Christology is excellent. Okay, a lot of buffing and some discounting. Okay, sure. I don't know if I would have wanted the second Grime Street Outfitter. I think I would have preferred something like a shielded mini-bot to have been drawn.
What to do?
So, turn 1! There is little time.
Well met.
Oh, okay. He's woken up. That's good.
Accidents, they happen, you know?
Happy to go with the buff effect. Not wanting to really play the Galvanizer. I want to see if I can draw another mech next turn before I play the Galvanizer, getting an additional discount. I think that's more valuable. So turn 2.
What to do?
Lots of options available. Lots to think about. Hero power, or play a minion from hand, or coin a minion from hand.
Well met.
So we'll try and wake him up.
There is little time.
Are we going to just go through the process of being roped every turn? Is this what this game is going to be? Is his deck so complicated? Or maybe he's got connection problems. Maybe he's in a train. Maybe he's in a tunnel. And there's train RNG. Oh! Woken up finally. And the fact that it took him so long and he did it right before the end of the rope. I think we're just being BM'd here.
Accidents, they happen, you know? Ah, too bad!
Converting stored energy.
What are we scared of against the Shaman? We're scared of Devolve. We don't know what deck this is. Oh, we do now know what deck this is. Farsight. And, oh god, another Farsight. Okay, he has woken up. It must have been bad connection. So, big Shaman. Do we just have to push as much damage as we can before he starts cheating out the big threats onto the board? I think that's our strategy. If he has Devolve, he has Devolve. We probably lose the game. There's not much we can do about that. Oh, wow. Well, I think it put out
The holy light.
the biggest threat onto the board. Interesting use of 8 damage. Did nothing. Well, it popped the shield, but still did nothing. We just go relatively all in here. We know he doesn't have Devolve, otherwise he would have played it.
Converting stored energy.
And Colossus there does not have Taunt. So we're okay. Holding back a Galvanizer, I am just conscious of devolve into Lightning Storm or devolve into some kind of shenanigans where we lose the board. I do want to hold back one Galvanizer in hand. Don't want to completely go all in.
What to do?
What he needed was Scrapyard Colossus. That's what he really needed to be on the board. And that would have slowed us down massively. Okay, there's the AoE, but it's not enough. Oh, Lightning Bloom shenanigans. He needs a taunt from this. That's not a taunt.
Uther versus Malfurion.
Okay, Druid time.
Protect the wild.
I will fight with
So what
honor.
options do we have? Malygos Druid, Jade Druid, Beast Druid, Beast Jade Druid, which is the deck I've been playing recently and loving. Aggro Druid. Yeah, there are different options. Okay, so I'm going to just keep one of the Annoytrons. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for a buff effect.
Let me work my magic.
Or Galvanizer. So, discount effect.
This be our next.
And it appears to be an Aggro Druid. Very spicy. And here's the board. And it is quite a significant board presence. For a turn 1 play, that is absolutely massive. And immediately you think to yourself, I don't think I beat that.
I wonder.
Converting stored energy.
I could have coined out a Neutron, so he probably would have hero powered and traded the 2-1 maybe. But I want to save the coin. Interesting. Partial trade. Oh no, he's going to hero power. No, he's not going to hero power. He's going to leave a mech up on the board. You do not leave a mech up on the board against Mech Paladin. That is asking for trouble, and in fact he deserves to lose the game on this basis. Because he had a commanding board presence, still thought, I'll leave a mech up, because I want to go face. Oh wow.
I wonder.
It feels painful to do this using the Sip Snap. And rather than trading into the 3-2, I've traded into a 1-2. For me, that is the ultimate value trade, and it's still going to have to make him think about how he trades into my minion, knowing that there's going to be 2 1-1s that come out of it. If I traded into the 3-2, he could just hero power it down. It would feel like a bit of a waste. But he's just ignoring. He was ignoring my board, and we're just going to keep punishing him for it. I'm going to keep getting these wonderful value trades with my minion each turn. And I know we're leaving that 3-2 up, but I think that's fine. He now has to go through a taunt. Okay. Divine Shield is pretty significant. Okay. Skyclaw, interesting. But we have options here. I think this is just stronger. And actually now, I feel like I can go face and ignore his board. Because that is a 7 health Divine Shield minion. He has to trade everything into it. That is the majority of his board gone. And we have 2 bodies on the board, and now we're going to develop, and he's out of resources. So this game has worked out very well for us.
Thank you for constructing me. Greetings.
And that is so cool. Replicatotron. Have I butchered that name again? I can't say it. I can't say it. Replicatotron. That's it. Just getting really good value here for us.
I
Yeah.
can see.
Wow. Okay, final game. It's against a priest. So the ultimate test. Can we beat a Reno Priest? Because what else would it be? Big Priest? Possibly? Okay, this is an interesting hand. We didn't get Christology, which annoys us. I think if you get Christology on turn 1 and then you've got a solid turn 2 play of some kind, either discount or buff or a minion that you can put out like a shielded mini bot, you're in good luck.
Accidents, they happen, you know?
So we get the buff effect, makes us very happy.
Mind if I roll need?
So this looks like Reno Priest, potentially. Substantial board presence in play. How does he beat this? I think we have to be aware of turn 4 coin mass hysteria. But that's turn 4. That's next turn for him. We can worry about that later. For now, I think we just focus on doing as much damage as possible. I think if you live in fear of AoE and perpetually hold back, you're not going to win. I think you have to take risks with a deck like this, and you have to go all in at times. If it's against a Reno deck especially. Oh, that's pretty decent. Doesn't remove the board, but still decent. This has helped him stall a little bit. But yeah, against Reno decks, I think going all in is perhaps crucial. You have to end the game as quickly as possible before the AoE comes out specifically. Reno himself is perhaps less of a concern because he can heal to 30, but if Reno's the only minion on board and you have a massive board of magnetized mechs, you could just continue throwing that damage face the following turn, regardless.
Unity. Precision.
Yeah, so it is the AoE specifically that we're worried about, and single target removal for large mechs. Yep, there is a bit of single target removal.
This is my suggestion.
Interesting, Zephyrus. So is he looking for a silence effect for the mini-bot? Is that what he's looking for here? Oh, Soulfire. Oh, that seems a little bit dangerous. Would Zephyrus have not offered him Earthshock? Interesting. So, I traded there with the Zephyrus to protect the Divine Shield on my minion. Was that the right play? Should I have just set the damage face?
You think this is
Oh god. What does this do? It gives him a taunt! Unbelievable!
for duty.
Oh dear lord. of all the things that could stop us in our tracks, Murazond. It's pretty incredible. Should I have traded with the Mech Warper? See, there's another question. Or are we just trying to push as much damage face as possible here? Divine Favor to save us here.
Converting stored energy.
Divine Favor pulling us out of a tough position, a tough situation. I'm banking on this minion surviving with 3 attack, so I can magnetize next turn and maybe win the game. Oh, do damage to your face, of course. That's helping my cause. Notice he has Reno Jackson.
Well played.
Then we're screwed.
The light has betrayed me.
Oh. 6 health. He thinks he's safe. Kills the Murazond. Does not trade the Murazond into the shield anyway? Maybe he just knew it was over. Maybe he saw the writing on the wall. Okay, so Azazel's Mech Paladin. Really fun deck to play. At least for me it is. I don't play a lot of Mech Paladin. Even when it was popular, I didn't play it very much. So this has been quite refreshing for me, and certainly enjoyable. The test, I guess, is how this deck performs against Reno Priest, because Reno Priest is probably the deck you're most likely to come up against on the ladder, I suppose, depending on what rank you're playing at. And we were able to outpressure him. I think towards the end, towards turn 7, turn 8, if he'd drawn Reno, we would have probably lost the game at that point. So there's nothing much you can do about the Reno Jackson. If they have it, they have it. If you've already built up a substantial board, maybe you can still win by still jamming damage face. But if your board is small and they play Reno, you're probably not coming back into the game. So you have to accept that for what it is. Other than that, though, Mech Paladin still is capable of doing Mech Paladin things. It's still capable of pushing huge amounts of damage face with the magnetic effect. This version of the deck does not have War Gear, and that is something I miss, because War Gear, if memory serves correct, and just looking at the stats on that card, it's a 5-cost 5/5 with magnetic, and that's the kind of thing that you can just magnetize on something in the late game, suddenly push face and find you've got lethal, and they never see it coming, particularly on a flying machine. It's just disgusting. So I wonder if War Gear would be better than the Replicatotron in this deck. How many instances are you going to find where you get that value on the Replicatotron? I mean, I had value on it in one game. It turned a 1/1 into a 4/4. That's pretty good. But it's an end of turn effect, so you have to wait for it to happen. It doesn't impact the game immediately, whereas with War Gear, with magnetic, you can impact the game straight away. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all again very soon, as always, for more Wild Mode fun.